Greetings, my beautiful family and friends. Welcome to Nanaba's Kitchen. So today is a cold, rainy day. My husband and I are craving something hot like Hausa KOKO and tea bread to warm us through. However, I do not have the already prepared Hausa KOKO mix. I do have millets though. So I had to devise a way to prepare instant Hausa KOKO with the authentic Hausa KOKO fermented taste. I wanted to bring you on to show you how I went about it. First, I'm preparing the tea bread because we need time for it to rise. I only have 1 hour to do all of this too, so this is a real challenge, but we're gonna do it. I have measured 3 level cups of bread flour, now adding 1 tablespoon of sugar, then half a teaspoon of salt, followed by a tablespoon of powdered milk, then a teaspoon of dry active yeast or instant yeast. Now we have to add a baking essence. I chose to use nutmeg, and a pinch is all I need. Nutmeg can be overwhelming, so be light-handed in the way you use it. Mix all your dry ingredients together and then start adding lukewarm water. It must be lukewarm water, and you want to add it in bits at a time. All right. What you want is for your dough to come together and pull off of the sides of the mixing bowl and form a soft, non-sticky, smooth dough. So the water must be lukewarm. If it's hot, it's going to kill the yeast. If it's cold, it's going to kill the yeast. If it's lukewarm, it's going to let the yeast work and stay alive. Now the dough has become soft enough. I have added my fat of choice today, which is unsalted butter, and I'm just going to knead that into the dough until it is combined evenly. When the dough starts resisting you, which is because of the gluten that's forming, just give it about 30 seconds to a minute to rest, and then it will relax and be ready for shaping it into your classic tea bread shape. I used the pinch, pull, tuck, and press method. So that's what I'm doing. Keeping in mind that I want both ends to be pointy or have an apex look to it. That's classic to tea bread shape. And then I'll press and form a straight seam, and then roll and press lightly and stretch at the same time to get the length desired. And then I'm going to dust the loaf with some flour before I let it proof. And dusting it with flour is signature to tea bread. It must be powdered. And here also want to powder. All right, so that's ready to go. I have removed the excess flour, and I have preheated my oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And then pay attention, I have turned the heat off in the oven. I only did that for about 2 minutes to warm the oven up, which will help to facilitate and hasten the proofing process. All right, we need a warm environment for that. So that gives us time to now work on the easiest part, which is the Hausa KOKO. Yes, indeed, it is the easiest part. So you want to wash your millet first. All right, now if you have millet flour, you can use that too. So when I'm washing it, as I add the water, some of the millet grains rise to the top. They will not descend even though I try to force them down. And that's because they are no good. So you can wash them out, no issues there. And then wash it repeatedly until the water is clean enough. Then we're going to blend with our spices and some water. Now I have ginger here, which is 1/3 of a cup that I have chopped. I'm also adding half a teaspoon of cloves, 2 grains of selim, and half a teaspoon of chili flakes. You can always adjust the spices according to your own taste. Add your water and blend until smooth. Now, my blender blends it smooth enough, almost silky smooth, but I'm still going to strain it because the end product, I would like it to be silky smooth and light in consistency. You do not have to strain it, but that's what I want to do today because it is my food and I'm going to do with it what I want, right? So I encourage you to do likewise. So I'm going to strain it a few times until I get it to be nice, silky, and smooth. Because my blender crushed the millet grains really nice and smooth, I did not get a lot of chaff. The only chaff I really got was from the ginger and the spices I used. And one last straining, and what we're going to do now is allow it to sit so that the water separates from the food, the actual millet. I love the looks of this. It is perfectly strained. So this is now how I add fermentation taste to my Hausa cocoa. Yes, apple cider vinegar. I start off with about a teaspoon of it. Keeping in mind that I can always adjust the fermentation taste by adding more later if I taste and I feel the need for it. Now let it sit so that the water can separate from the millet meal. Our bread also has doubled in size, is proofed, and it's ready to be baked at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 20 minutes. It should be baked perfectly. And by the way, the fermentation taste can be attained with any sort of vinegar as long as it is colorless or at the least a straw-colored vinegar. Now we're going to decant the water from the meal and then add a little more water from the tap because I want my Hausa cocoa to have a light consistency. And now we're going to bring the water to a boil. Once the water comes to a boil, we're going to turn the stove off and continue or finish the cooking off of the range or off of the heats. Keep watching and enjoying the process. It looks very much like time is working with us and not against us today. We are still within the hour. So your sister Madame is very happy right now. Our water has come to a boil, so we're going to continue the cooking off of the stove. We're going to now add the meal that has settled on the bottom into the hot water and stir at the same time to prevent lumps from forming. And we're going to keep adding the millet meal until we have reached our desired consistency. Because the water we boiled is very hot and the millet meal is at room temperature, it should immediately thicken as you add it and stir it in. And I feel I have reached my desired thickness. So now I'm going to cover the pot and let it continue to cook. And the rest of the millet meal, I'm just going to throw it into an airtight container and leave it at room temperature to ferment overnight. And then we can make some more Hausa cocoa the next day. The bread is also nicely baked and we are ready to serve. Yes. Now, friends, I did have to go back and add some more apple cider vinegar to adjust the taste of fermentation. So what I'm offering to you in this video, in this recipe, is not instant fermentation. No, I don't even think that is attainable. That's doable. But what I'm offering to you is the instant taste of fermentation with the apple cider vinegar. I think there's a huge difference there, and I wanted to make sure that I restate that for emphasis and also for the sake of clarification. Now we are sweetening our Hausa cocoa with our sweetener of choice, which is cubed sugar. And look at how smooth, silky smooth and light this Hausa cocoa is. Well spiced. And we've added our roasted groundnuts or peanuts, and we're breaking bread, my husband and I. Hey, it's about to go down. Yes. This cold, rainy day, kind of weather has nothing on us. The bread is hot, soft, fluffy, light. The Hausa cocoa, same. What else can I say? I hope you are inspired to try this recipe. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to subscribe, like the video, and share. Make it a great day, and as always, have fun, especially in that kitchen.